December is looking a particularly delicious month for VR, even without Aces of Thunder, Wanderer Fragments of Fate, Ghost of Tabor for PSVR2, Arkham, plus many more all coming next year. So let's start with the two biggest hitters, Alien Rogue Incursion and Behemoth. And if you enjoyed today's video, please subscribe for more VR content. Behemoth is coming December 5th to Meta Quest 2, 3, PSVR2 and PCVR, but only via the Meta desktop store, leaving the Steam store currently without a release date. And I'm hoping this means cross-buy for Quest and PCVR players. I've been hands-on with the PC and PSVR2 versions and taken down 2 Behemoths so far in previous videos you can find on the channel. The first video was my thoughts after playing on the PSVR2, and the second was on PC, and I've came away very impressed each time, especially with the second Behemoth called the Dread Stag. He was a giant walking platform puzzler and gave me huge Shadow of the Colossus vibes. Standing on moving platforms and trying to hookshot your way from nearly being crushed by a giant claw was absolutely fantastic, and the grapple gun attached to your arm is not only for swinging and reaching other platforms, it's used to create a pulley system, and I had to use this to take down the Dread Stag by tying his legs together. I've also experienced lots of combat now and the weapons, and so far it's all looking pretty great, but I am currently worried about the Quest version. As of today, I still haven't got access to any platform and I've never seen the Quest version, but I'm hoping to have some news on this very soon. On December 19th, Alien Rogue Incursion is one of my most anticipated VR titles in a long time, and it's coming to PSVR2 and PCVR with the Quest 3 version coming February next year. I'm usually fortunate enough to playtest most big VR games via my company, XR Game Labs, or go hands-on at a press event allowing me to give you some sort of feedback or first impressions, but Survios have held their cards very close to their chest this time, letting only either inexperienced VR players or fans of the Aliens franchise in some capacity go hands-on. I was recently made aware they have even been reaching out to press offering access, but I've yet to be contacted, making it not only my most anticipated game but also the one I'm worried about the most. But it is looking and sounding absolutely awesome though. Gameplay info so far suggests it's going to be a roguelite of sorts. The weapons and sounds look great with manual reloading now confirmed, along with world interactions, and most importantly, the aliens seem to have really good AI and will hunt you in packs, suggesting this will be a full-on story-driven action game that I can't wait to play and review for you very soon. Next up, we have Action Hero from Fast Travel Games, and I was lucky enough to go hands-on during Gamescom and I came away massively impressed after going in with low expectations, after seeing it was using a very similar mechanic to Superhot. But this really has an addictive one more go feel to it, and I simply couldn't get enough. The game sees you as a stuntman on 4 films split over 5 scenes, and it has boss fights. I can't speak on the gameplay length, but I reckon this won't be a game that will take you long to complete, but much like Superhot, you'll probably want to go through it all multiple times to get the best times and scores. Next up, we have House of Davinchi, which appears to be a full-on puzzle game with beautiful graphics. You take the role of Leonardo da Vinci's apprentice, tasked with solving riddles and escape rooms. It's releasing on PCVR and Quest, and looks to have a very haunting atmosphere. Reports are coming in so far that this game only has teleportation in early testing, which can work well with some games, but since this is developers Blue Brain Games' first shot at a VR release, my hopes of free locomotion are pretty low. Either way, I'll have a full review for you very soon when it releases on December 4th, as long as I've managed to complete my review for Behemoth. The immensely popular and viral I Am Cat is coming to Steam on December 5th, and even though it's not my type of game, I do like watching some of the funny videos other creators make on YouTube. And if you haven't seen it before, it's mostly like a physics playground, but based around abusing an elderly woman, which when you think about it, sounds pretty terrible. Stranger Things VR is making its way from Quest to PSVR2 and PCVR on December 5th, but again this probably won't be a game I'll be revisiting, and if you're wondering why, you can go and check out my previous review of Stranger Things VR on the Quest. From memory, the game does look nice, but in every other way it was pretty disappointing with some very poor mechanics, and overall I came away disappointed. I would only recommend this game to hardcore fans of the TV series, and even though I do like the TV series, this isn't a VR game I'm looking forward to playing again. VR's best fishing game, Real VR Fishing, is coming to Steam on December 6th with all the DLC that's been released on Quest, and I'm looking forward to seeing the beautiful 3D photorealistic environments all over again. If you love fishing, I would highly recommend this. Hot on the heels of Thrill of the Fight comes boxing Underdog, which was previously named VRSO Bare Knuckle Fighting. I'm not sure why they've changed direction and the name, because the lure of bare knuckle fighting over boxing was for me what made this game more interesting. When looking at the details, it still has a bare knuckle fighting mode, so I'm thinking the rebranding is purely a popularity search term choice. But that doesn't take away from the fact it does look pretty awesome, but it's only releasing on Quest right now at some point in December, with the PSVR2 version dated as Q4 of 2025, and there's no date for Steam. But I would guess, looking at this gameplay, this is captured on PC and not on Quest. I could be wrong, but I'll do my best to get hold of a copy for a review as soon as possible. Moving on, we have the Souls-like game Grimlord, which has been in early access for a very long time, but seems to have finally hit its stride for a full release on December 12th. My previous hands-on gameplay was always positive because the combat is just so satisfying, but it felt like it had a lack of direction. That is, until now, because the full release aims to change that by offering a new full campaign with twisted enemies, new weapons, new magic, and I'm hoping to be able to drop some impressions of this very soon. For those of you who are fans of mixed reality, a pretty cool game called Shattered is coming December 4th to MetaQuest 3, where you play a private investigator trapped inside a twisted mental health facility. There's also some other mixed reality titles being updated for December, such as one of my favourites, Coaster Mania, which has been updated with a first-person mode, which is a pretty cool way to experience the coasters you create. And there's another new game called Bridge Constructor, which looks to be a physics puzzler with over 70 levels coming to Quest on December 5th. With all these games all coming out around the same time, I'm probably going to drop a new mixed reality games video featuring all of these games very soon. And to wrap up this video, as a fan of mech games, Iron Rebellion is getting its full release on December 12th on PCVR and Quest, and after featuring it on the channel a few weeks back, this might be the best online mech shooter in VR we've ever had. It's super detailed, features a fully interactive cockpit, giving you one of the best mech startup sequences you could ever want, and the mechs now have classes and special abilities, along with my absolute favourite and completely devastating Airstrike. I'm hoping to go hands-on very soon, but as you can see, December is already pretty packed and there's obviously more games that are going to drop suddenly, so I'll leave a link to my past multiplayer video in the description, which was made really fun thanks to the GT Discord coming together to help me make the video. Thank you ever so much for watching. Remember to leave a like and subscribe for more VR content, and I'll see you guys down in the comments.